No stars added to the flag, no Pearl Harbor, just an island kingdom that kept its crown. It's 1893. In our timeline, American businessmen, backed by U.S. Marines, overthrow Queen Liliuokalani. A few years later, Hawaii is annexed, first as a territory, then as the 50th state, but not here. In this world, the coup fails. The Queen remains on her throne. The Kingdom of Hawaii holds its sovereignty, and with that, the course of the Pacific and of American power changes forever. Hawaii remains an independent monarchy, charting its own future in the shadow of growing empires. The sugar barons don't get their puppet republic. The stars and stripes don't rise over Iolani Palace. Instead, Hawaii builds stronger ties with Britain, Japan, and maybe even a cautious, respectful relationship with the United States, but on its own terms. And then the 20th century begins. The Pacific becomes a chessboard of imperial ambition. Japan rises, Europe still grips its colonies. The US looks westward with hungry eyes. But Hawaii is no longer an American pawn. It's a neutral player, strategically located, fiercely independent, diplomatically shrewd. Think Switzerland with volcanoes and trade winds. When World War II breaks out, there's no Pearl Harbor attack because there's no Pearl Harbor base. The US Pacific Fleet is stationed elsewhere, maybe the Philippines, maybe San Diego. The war in the Pacific plays out differently, slower, less certain. Without Hawaii as a springboard, the US response is delayed. Japan's early dominance stretches longer, and the Cold War. Without Hawaii, America's reach into Asia is blunted. There's no massive radar net in the middle of the ocean, no launch pad for Korean or Vietnam operations. The Pacific becomes less of an American lake and more of a contested sea. Meanwhile, the Kingdom of Hawaii evolves. The monarchy modernizes or morphs into a constitutional one. Tourism still comes, surfboards and sunsets don't vanish, but the cultural tone is different. Less tiki kitsch, more indigenous pride. Hawaiian remains widely spoken. Hula isn't for cruise ships, it's sacred. The islands don't become a backdrop to someone else's story, they write their own. And the culture, the global image of Hawaii isn't filtered through American statehood. It's Polynesian, Pacific, post-colonial. Hawaiian music, fashion, food, they stay closer to their roots, less sanitized, less exported, more authentically local. The Hawaiian people don't fight for scraps of sovereignty or land rights within a foreign system. They shape their own laws, their own courts, their own destiny. And today, maybe Hawaii is part of the UN. Maybe it's a thriving island nation like New Zealand or Singapore. Maybe it sits between the US and Asia, not as a military outpost, but as a mediator, a bridge, a sovereign voice in Pacific affairs. Maybe climate change still threatens it, tourism still strains it, globalization still knocks at the door. But Hawaii meets these challenges not as a distant state on a forgotten edge, but as a nation that never surrendered its crown. Because when America never annexes Hawaii, the ocean doesn't shrink, the flag doesn't grow, but a kingdom lives, and the voice of the Pacific remains its own.